Welcome to day 504 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein, here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in DeSoFi, and DeSoFi is a Web3 mobile app built on the DeSo blockchain. So, Brian, what's the latest in the crypto space today?
Yeah, so the exchange Huobi or Hobby, depending on how you pronounce it, I've heard it pronounced both ways. They are actually in talks to sell themselves to a group of investors, including FTX, which is led by Sam Bankman-Fried, but also by another firm, not another firm, but Justin Sun, who is the founder of Tron. Really interesting. The founder of Huobi Global, Leon Lee, said that there's nothing official yet, but he's a majority stakeholder in the company. According to Bloomberg, the deal would value Huobi at $3 billion around. Would be huge. Huobi is obviously one of the larger exchanges. It could actually be the largest exchange. They have over $1 billion in daily trade volume, which is huge. And according to Bloomberg, the deal could be completed as soon as the end of this month. So a lot happening within the crypto space. Consolidation. I usually see consolidation kind of when markets are taking a turn. So I think we could be making a turn here. We could be headed, hopefully, into the start of a bull market, but we'll have to wait and see.
You never know. You never know. So, moving on to the DeSo blockchain. Invest in Digital, of course, Ash, he works for the core team at the DeSo Foundation, responded to a post by the user Water Earth yesterday. And Water Earth just said that DeSo is not doing enough right now. And he's kind of implying that, they should be doing more marketing to kind of bring people onto the platform, onto the blockchain. And Invest in Digital actually shared a link to his Zirkles article, an article he posted on the Web3 medium-like node Zirkles that talks about DeSo's marketing plan. And he really elaborates a lot about what they plan to do and why they're doing what they're doing and why things have been kind of slow in this article. So he shared that. And additionally, he said that they're actively chatting with exchanges and are getting ready for a big marketing push. So there's been a lot of talk about, why isn't DeSo and Binance yet? Why aren't we on more exchanges other than Coinbase and a few others? There is a push to do this. They're chatting with other exchangers. Whether Binance is coming soon or not, we don't know, but there is a lot of talk. And the marketing push is about to start. It's about to start soon. I think sometime this month. I think most of us can count on a large DeSo marketing push at least starting. He also told Water Earth that he believes that he will be happy with their marketing efforts over the next few months. So we just got to wait and see what happens. We got to wait and see what they actually end up doing and how they go about doing it. And finally, Ash wrote, quote, "We are lining stuff up right now. Seems quiet, but we have a lot in the pipeline." So I'm excited for this. I think it's about time that we see a strong marketing push. I think the product is there where it needs to be. So we just had to wait and see.
Yeah, and I think that there is a lot of excitement behind the scenes. Now, I think probably by the end of this year, so in like 4 months or so, I think we'll get a good feel for how this is all coming together. And it's either going to be positive or negative. We're either going to be like, wow, this is really working. The marketing team's really pushing things forward. We're seeing an influx of new users and developers, or we're going to be like, this hasn't really changed much. And once again, we were kind of let down by how kind of the buzz that we had. But I'm confident. I think that there's a lot going on, and I think we're going to see a lot.
Yes. So what's going on with DeSo in general? I know they had an ecosystem update. Any updates about that, Brian?
Yeah, so they emailed us all, and we all got an update on what happened in the last week, and they're doing a great job. I know that Invest in Digital is behind a lot of these emails, and to note, Pearl is now available in early access. That's big. I know everybody's been waiting for Pearl. Pearl is still a work in progress. They have a lot of changes to come. We got to speak to the team at Pearl Fetty, and of course Natter's brother, Nassim. And they said that this is just a start. They have a lot coming. Story, they're almost here as well. And they have officially entered beta. This is exciting as well. I think these are two big apps that the community can really kind of take advantage of, and we can use these to reach out to people outside of DeSo. DeSo Messenger, they keep shipping. They keep adding features. They added replies version 2.1, Magic Composer version 1.0, sticker and gift sharing coming soon, according to that. Message tipping version 1, and emoji reaction. So a lot going on with DeSo Messenger, and I think that can actually be a pretty big backbone of the protocol once it really kind of gets everything pushed out, because a decentralized messenger app on a blockchain, I think, really is appealing to a lot of people. Zircle has released new features as well. So did Vibe Hut, and Entra is getting ready to roll out their new communities feature. They say it's going to be a Slack killer, so that should be interesting. It should be appealing to a lot of businesses. You're going to be able to sign up to the wait list right now, so you can go and sign up to that immediately and get notified as soon as that it's rolled out. They also have an upcoming job fair, so lots going on with Entra. We love Entra. DAO, they've provided some updates on that. And the meme DAO opened in phase 0 funding round. So phase 0 funding round has opened for meme DAO. Lix is also at 90% of their goal, so they're very close to reaching their goal. I know the team at Lix, they've been working hard. They're doing some really cool things with staking and NFTs. And Web3 Simplified is launching their funding round. And Web3 Simplified, great initiative. They're teaching the community about Web3, and not just this community, but all communities. They're publishing videos on YouTube, reaching out to people from all over the world, not just people within the Web3 community already, but outside of it, to get them to come into the Web3 community.
Yeah, it's a lot of good updates. I love what Zircles is doing. I think they're primed to become like this Web3 medium once DeSo takes off. So I think a lot of, and Entra, the Web3 LinkedIn. So I think all the stars are aligning, and then if we have the marketing push, I think there's apps ready. I think the community's ready. I think everybody's ready for this marketing push to kind of bring people into the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So moving on, Mossified yesterday. Of course, Ed Moss, also part of the core DeSo Foundation team, took part in a big Twitter Spaces event. It was the Community Project Discoveries episode number 7. Over 1,000 people were there at any given time. I got to attend for a little bit. It lasted about 2 hours, I think slightly less than 2 hours, but went on and on and on and on. And according to Nordian, there were 3,700 plus people who listened in. The Twitter Spaces was held by official Travlad on Twitter, and it's Travlad Crypto. They have 331,600 Twitter followers. So it's a big community. Mossify got to talk at length about DeSo, expose more people to DeSo. So that's always good. And I love how they're consistently taking part in some of these bigger community spaces that aren't necessarily about DeSo, but about Web3 in general.
Yeah, and I happened to join right before Ed Moss started talking, and this was pretty late. I'm like, oh man, I missed it, but I got in there, and Ed Moss was just about to start talking. He really spoke about the benefits of decentralized social media, what DeSo has to offer. And I noticed after this episode an influx of new users signing up. I noticed we got a bunch of followers just from people, like, I guess, searching through DeSo. But I think these Twitter spaces are working. I mean, I don't think it's driving hundreds of people to DeSo, but I think dozens of people are finding out about DeSo and joining. And that's a net positive, because these are people within the crypto space who likely have friends and family who are also in the crypto space.
Yeah, signups yesterday weren't that significant, but I imagine some of them did come from this Twitter space, people finding out about it through the Twitter spaces. So moving on to Supernovas. So a few days ago, we talked about how Supernovas kind of just vanished online. Their website is no longer up. You get an error message. It appears as though it's an issue with their hosting, and they they either decided to take the hosting down, or their hosting provider took them down, or they're doing something with their servers. It's hard to really tell by just looking at what's going on. There hasn't been an update from the Supernovas team, and has been very concerning to a lot of members of the community. We don't know what's happening. I did reach out to Franz and the other co-founder of of Supernovas on Discord. I haven't yet heard back. That was just this morning though, so they probably haven't logged on yet. If we do get an update, we'll let you know. Hopefully they update the community, and hopefully it's not something like they're gone for good. Hopefully they're just working on some things and they'll be back.
Yeah, I think the fact that they have a DAO and they raise money with a DAO, I think it's important that they continue to reach out to the community, continue to update the community in a timely fashion. It's a little bit unusual to see this where they kind of disappear for a few days, especially that now that the site is down. So hopefully we hear something soon. I think they have that responsibility to their DAO coin holders who believed in them and gave them money. So hopefully it's just a miscommunication, or they didn't realize what was going on, and maybe they're going to get back to the community pretty soon.
And Supernovas was one of the better nodes, so hopefully they're not gone. That wouldn't be good for a good look for DeSo. So Mermonster, we talked about Mermonster yesterday. They just had their Genesis NFT drop for their first Mermonster NFT. And what's really cool about this is that the person who wins the Genesis NFT is going to receive 5% royalties for all the Mermonsters sold until the end of the project. So the 5% royalty is going to go to the person who buys this first Genesis drop NFT. And what's also interesting is that if that individual ends up selling the NFT, the new owner also will continue to receive that 5% royalties. So I love what they're doing. I think that's a really unique idea. I don't know exactly how they're going to do the royalty transfer, because the royalties will be assigned to the individual who owns it, I assume, if they're doing the royalty. No, I guess it wasn't minted with royalties, so they'll just manually be doing that. So upon the transfer, they'll just manually change it to the new owner. The auction lasts 24 hours, and it should be live right now. I actually didn't check before making this video, but I'm actually going to check right now because I'm super excited.
I was
checking it out. Mermonster. Yeah, so Mermonster's by Ari Allen. She's an awesome artist. And right now the minimum bid is 5 DeSo, and the buy now price is 50 DeSo. No bids yet, but it just went up a little over an hour ago. So I'm excited about this. I love how we're seeing innovation. Like, we're seeing innovation among different NFT projects, and this is just the latest. So keep an eye on this. Bid on it if you'd like. Again, you're going to get that 5% royalty.
Yeah, utility is the key to, I think, a successful NFT project, and royalties are a form of utility, I guess you could say.
Yep.
And speaking about NFTs, the top NFT bidders over the last 24 hours, according to NFTZ, are as follows: Studio Richards, Eat Green Apples, NFT Pets, Juice, Vishnu Surin, Garbo, La Big Mac, Sierra NFTs, Rhubarb, and rounding out the top 10, Meta Philosopher.
He's back. She's back. It's back. They're back.
They're back. The top Diamond creators over the last 24 hours, according to our friends at Altumbase, are Lil Lover, followed by Krasenstein, us, Now and Then, JD Armstrong, Zoran, Arapete, Her, Tyne, Brutal, and Stargazer. So congrats to all of them.
Yeah, and that's all the news we have for today. Everybody have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend. We'll talk to you tomorrow.